Good morning, class 9. Today we are going to do a new poem, The Duck and the Kangaroo. I am reading the poem first. Said the duck to the kangaroo, "Good gracious, how you hop over the fields and the water too, as if you never would stop. My life is a bore in this nasty pond, and I long to go out in the world beyond. I wish I could hop like you," said the duck to the kangaroo. "Please give me a ride on your back," said the duck to the kangaroo. "I would sit quite still and say nothing but quack the whole of the long day through, and we'd go to the Dee and the Jelly Bowly. Over the land and over the sea, please take me a ride, oh do," said the duck to the kangaroo. Said the kangaroo to the duck, "This requires some little reflection. Perhaps on the whole it might bring me luck, and there seems but one objection, which is, if you'll let me speak so bold, your feet are unpleasantly wet and cold, and would probably give me the rheumatiz," said the kangaroo. Said the duck, "As I sat on the rocks, I have thought over that completely, and I bought 4 pairs of rusted socks, which fit my webbed feet neatly. And to keep out the cold, I have bought a cloak, and every day a cigar I'll smoke, and to follow my own dear true love of a kangaroo." Said the kangaroo, "I am ready, all in the moonlight pale, but to balance me well, dear duck, sit steady and quite at the end of my tail." So away they went with a hop and a bound, and they hopped the whole world 3 times round. And who so happy, oh who, as the duck and the kangaroo? Now let us see the first stanza explanation. In this whole poem, as you must have seen, that the duck is requesting the kangaroo to allow the duck to sit on the kangaroo's back, so that they can take they can roam around in the whole world. They can take a round of the whole world. And the kangaroo initially explains some problems, some difficulties which he might face if the duck would sit on his back. But later on, the duck finds a solution to that problem, and the duck and the kangaroo both took a round of the world. The duck was able to sit on the kangaroo's back, and they could take the round of the whole world. Now let us do each stanza explanation. Said the duck to the kangaroo, "Good gracious, how you hop." The duck is very happy to see the hopping of the kangaroo. And the duck says, "Oh God, how good you hop! How beautifully can you hop! Over the fields and the water too." The duck is saying that you are able to hop among the fields, and you can hop in the water as well, as if you never would stop. The duck says to the kangaroo that the way you hop, it seems that you will continue to hop always. You would never stop. "My life is a bore in this nasty pond." Nasty pond here means in this unpleasant pond. The duck says that I have to stay in this pond only. My life is confined to this pond, and I get bored sitting here all through the day. "My life is a bore in this nasty pond, and I long to go out in the world beyond." The duck is saying to the kangaroo that I want to come out of this pond. I want to come out and roam around in the world, roam around here and there as you do. and I long to go out. I wish to go out in the world beyond. I want to come out of this world of the pond only, and I want to go beyond this. I want to roam around elsewhere also. I wish I could hop like you, said the duck to the kangaroo. So the duck is very much interested in hopping like the kangaroo so that it can come out of its nasty pond and can roam around here and there like the kangaroo is able to do. Second stanza. Please give me a ride on your back. Now, in order to see the world around her, the duck is requesting the kangaroo, please give me a ride on your back. Please allow me to sit on your back so that I can also see the world as you will hop around. Said the duck to the kangaroo. I would sit quite still and say nothing but quack. The duck is saying, I will not trouble you. I will not give you any trouble. I will not give you any pains. I will just sit still, sit quietly, sit still on your back, and I will say nothing. Just I will keep on quacking, because the duck quacks. The whole of the long day through, she says, throughout the day, I will just sit quietly on your back and I will only quack. I will not say anything else. And we would go to the Dee and the Jelly Bow Lee. These are the names of two places, imaginary places, which the poet has mentioned in this stanza. And the duck says that we will go to different places. They have mentioned, the duck is mentioning the name of two places here. Over the land and over the sea, please take me a ride. Oh, do, said the duck to the kangaroo. So again, the duck is pleading, she is requesting and saying to the kangaroo that please take me on, please give me a ride on your back. We will go over the land, we will go over the sea, we will visit different places. Please take me for a ride. Please, she is requesting to the kangaroo. Third stanza. Said the kangaroo to the duck. Now, after listening to the repeated request of the duck, now the kangaroo also says something. Let us see what. Said the kangaroo to the duck. This requires some little reflection. That means it requires a bit of thinking. Let me think. Some little reflection means thinking. Let me think over this matter. Let me think over whether I should give you a ride on my back or not. This requires some little reflection. Perhaps, on the whole, it might bring me luck. The kangaroo says, perhaps making you sit on my back and giving you a ride may prove lucky for me as well. And there seems but one objection. Only one objection is there, the kangaroo says to the duck. Now let us see what was the objection, what was the problem. Which is, if you let me speak so bold, the kangaroo is saying, allow me to speak out my objection boldly, loudly. Your feet are unpleasantly wet and cold. Now, it is the normal tendency of the ducks that their feet are, because they have webbed feet, so they remain very cold and they are wet as well. So the kangaroo says that I have no problem. I can make you sit on my back and take you for a ride. But there is only one objection. There is only one problem. And the problem is that your feet are unpleasantly wet and cold. That means they are so cold and so wet that I feel uneasy. They are very unpleasant to feel. Your feet are unpleasantly wet and cold, and would probably give me the rheumatism. Now, rheumatism here refers to a disease which is called rheumatism. Rheumatism is a disease where a person has lot of body pain. So the kangaroo says that if you will sit on my back with your cold and wet feet, I might have body pain. I might have to suffer with the disease called rheumatism, that is rheumatism, said the kangaroo. Fourth stanza. Said the duck, as I sat on the rocks, I have thought over that completely. Now, when the duck listens to the kangaroo and listens to the problem which he is discussing, the duck says that when I was sitting on the rocks, I have thought over this problem also and I have found a solution. Said the duck, as I sat on the rocks, I have thought over that completely. I have solved that problem fully. And I bought 4 pairs of roasted socks which fit my webbed feet neatly. So the first thing the duck has done is to purchase 4 pair of socks so that she can wear on her cold feet. And to keep out the cold, I have bought a cloak. Cloak is a shrug, a dress, a shrug. So the duck is saying that not only will I cover my webbed feet with the socks which I have purchased, but I will also wear the shrug to keep away the cold. And every day a cigar I'll smoke. This is another thing which the duck will do in order to keep herself, her body warm. Because when her body will be warm, when she will sit on the back of the kangaroo will also feel warm. He will not feel cold. So the third thing which the duck has decided to do is to smoke a cigar. And every day a cigar I'll smoke, all to follow my own dear true love for a kangaroo. For the love, for your sake, because I love you so much, I care for you, I worry for you. That is why I have found a solution to this problem. I'll wear socks on my webbed feet. I will wear a shrug to keep myself warm, and also I will smoke a cigar so that I will also be warm and I will not give you rheumatism or body pain as well. Last stanza. Said the kangaroo, I am ready, all in the moonlight pale, but to balance me well, dear duck, sit steady. Now when the duck tells these 3 solutions to the kangaroo, now the kangaroo is satisfied. The kangaroo is ready to make the duck sit on his back so that they both can go around the world and see the world around them. Said the kangaroo, I am ready to make you sit on my back. All in the moonlight pale. That means when the atmosphere was filled with pale moonlight, at that time in the night, they decided to start their ride. But the kangaroo told the duck that please sit steadily, sit firmly on my back so that I can balance myself and you will not fall. But to balance me well, dear duck, sit steady. In order to maintain good balance, allow me to maintain good balance of my body, sit steadily, sit firmly. And quite at the end of my tail, see, you can see in the picture also in the book how the kangaroo is allowing the duck to sit at the end of his tail so that the kangaroo can maintain his body balance. And quite at the end of my tail, so away they went with a hop and a bound, and they hopped the whole world 3 times round. So not only once, not twice, but 3 times the duck and the kangaroo took the round of the whole world. And who were so happy? Oh, who? As the duck and the kangaroo. So in the last 2 lines, the poet is saying that who was happier than the duck and the kangaroo? That means at this moment the duck and the kangaroo were the happiest. Nobody was more satisfied or happier as compared to the duck and the kangaroo, because they were able to fulfill each other's wish and they were taking a ride. They were moving around the world. They were taking a round of the whole world, and they could do it 3 times. So here the poem comes to an end. Please read the poem again so that you can solve your doubts. Thank you, children.